Good morning, traders. What's going on, team? It's been some time. Sorry if I've missed a couple of days here, but guess what? I'm back in the hot seat and ready to get into the action. The question is, are you guys ready to get back after it? Money Mitch in the house. Hope you guys have had a good couple of days trading without me, but you guys know I've been missing the market. It's time to go trade and make some money. Of course, you guys out there, hit the like button, starting it up a little bit early. I know it was scheduled at 9, and normally we start at 9, but I missed you guys. I had to get it started a little bit early. We'll take a look into the market. We won't do too much right now. We'll wait till 9 a.m. to get to the sunrise report and the playbook. But let's just get things started. Let's kick off the show. We'll talk about the sunrise and the playbook throughout the show. Let's go, guys. It's TTP Live. Let's get it started. Wants 200, baby. You ready to get back to the trading action?
You aim, you shoot, and make money.
It's going to be a great day. You guys know where you're at. What up, team? How we doing out there? And who's ready to get to the trading action? It's another beautiful day here. Let's take a look at the market. Let's see what we can find, what we can come up with. All right, starting it off. Let's go to the SPY, of course, and what has happened since I've been gone. Let's talk about that first. Well, of course, on Thursday of last week, we got a down day, right? And it started the down action. We ended up popping back there towards the end of the day on Thursday. And then what happened? Well, right back down on Friday and Monday. Monday, a little bit of a kind of a back and forth day, right? So we started the down action right out the gates, and then at the 11 turned right back up there, going back to like kind of the 592 area, went to 591.74. So that 592, very vital, guys, to start looking for a move back through that level. I'll keep thinking in a long-term perspective, like a trend line here. Right. So as we keep in kind of developing, of course, you can kind of draw it off of this point here where we really started kind of breaking down and kind of fading away. I need to start seeing this get back through that 600, especially to tell me that I need to be on the long side of things. And right now, what are we on? We're on the bottom end of the Bollinger Band, going towards the 50 EMAs. And it happens, guys. When you stay on the trend, what do you look for? You look for it to hold that 9 EMA and eventually possibly turn as we go towards like kind of that action towards the 50. And it's going to happen, right? You're going to get these pullbacks. So now I think what we need to look for is what's the next levels of concern? Well, we've gotten to the 50, and usually we get an expansion away from this. And we lately, at least the last 1, 2, 3 times, and you could even say this was an attempt to get there, but we didn't get there. The 4th time, we're at it right now. And you can actually see this. You know, I created this on the 19th. It kind of starts to show that if we break through this level of 582, yeah, that's where the real concern will come in. And I think you'll start to see some continued downside action. Right now, you're kind of in this sideways area where support is essentially at, and buyers could step up right back in it. So I think you watch to see what happens in the Qs. And the real thing is going to be watching stocks like Apple, right? Stocks like NVIDIA. I think today you'll see some traders kind of grabbing these names just because they want access to what? They want access to just put this on their report, right? Their yearly report that they had Tesla stock, right? So we'll see what happens. Tesla down to 423, has taken a couple of bounces there. Could keep pulling back to the 50 EMA. That's one thing that I am going to state, though. I am looking for this to have a good day today, but there's no guarantees in anything in the market, right? We'll see what happens. Tesla already up trading towards 426. It's not a bad one to keep an eye out for. And of course, we'll take a look at some different action. We can look around at the market. I have some last names that have been hot. We'll talk a little bit about AMD in our playbook action. But AMD has been hot, has pulled back a little bit. This will be one of the stocks that we'll talk about coming up here. Rigetti getting the hot business this morning, already up there to 1790s, guys. This thing is hot. And this is one that I could see hold on today, guys. So I know that the quantum names have had a pullback, but look at that nice little rip out to 18, a pullback to 1750 here. We could really start getting going through this 18. It doesn't look bad at all. Resistance all around towards around the 1855s, 1850 area. That's the next stop here. Let's see if it goes through the 1825s, 18s, and then next thing you know, 1850. Rigetti Computing, hot this morning as the quantum names get it going. So I'll be watching also for QUBT to do the same, right? I'm going to delete some of these drawings because it really doesn't matter anymore. Let's take a new approach here for QUBT. I still remember when I was watching this one break 3. It's crazy to think that this is trading all the way up there to 28. All right, if you take a look here with a trend line, right, you can see that trend line approach here, starting to pull back here, looking for another attempt to the upside. And if I draw a bottom trend line approach, I can draw that we can start getting a lot closer to the action, right? And so that's a good action now. Now let's start to see what happens here, right? Can we get above this $20 spot? That's really where things get really hot on this stock. Now you can play it before then, but I think this is one thing to watch for here is will we get some type of down attempt out the open and then a move back through 20. So it's not a bad stock to watch. And winners, this is a winner and it could have a day today. So those are the ones that you want to be looking at. The winning type of stocks could have one more rally before the end of 2024. And it's crazy to think it, guys, but yes, tomorrow will be January 1st, 2025. Can you believe it, guys? It's gone pretty fast, that's for sure. All right, guys, we'll see what happens. And I'll tell you guys a little bit more about my situation and what I've been going through. We'll talk about it throughout the trading day. We'll focus more on the trading action right now, but just know I'm back, guys. It's good to see you guys. I miss you too, man. Morning. It's good to see you, Par. Got your list out soon? Hey, looking forward to it, man. It's good to see you guys in the chat. And definitely smash the like, guys, out there. All right, let's keep it going. Let's see what else is out there. And I hope you guys had gotten your presents for those special deals that we had out there. Guys, I'm still working on my limited, my super, and my other limited. I am down 100 today on the small one. I took like a $300 hit this morning on APM. I went for a short, guys. Got cut out of this one. But if you actually look at it, it really wasn't that bad of a trade. I just didn't give myself enough room. So if I would have stayed a little bit smaller, I think I have this one nailed. I got in there at like 617 is where I got cut out. And if you can look at it, it just went to like 673. It just was, I didn't give myself enough room. And you got to stay a little bit smaller with these plays. I was watching this through 3. I just got a little bit more like, well, I didn't buy it at 3, so might as well short it while it gets extended. It was up there to 6, 5, and 6. I thought that was a little bit too far because that's $3 move based on the flag pattern that was over here, which was 285. I thought that was more than enough to slow it down. And it just had that one little more break. And that's how it goes. But APM, definitely on the radar today, guys. We'll see what happens there. But I do have my main account that's up about 796. And this one's not too bad. This is, of course, a buying power, super buying power. And I'm trying to get up there, right? This is our new limited that we've put out. And let's see if I can do it, guys. I mean, I need to get to $3,000. The key this week is just to get over 1,000. Right? I don't need to go too crazy. Just need to keep it working in the right direction. We'll see what happens today. All right, we'll go to some other names out there. And if you guys got a name you guys want to take a look at, let me know. I see Fortinet up a good amount. FTNT. All right, so Fortinet up a good amount. That's not one that I look at often. And we'll take a look at the Sunrise report in a second, and that will give us a little bit more of the stocks that are moving out there. But I want to wait till 9 a.m. because that's when we were scheduled. But it's good to see a bunch of you guys leaking in. I missed you guys. I'll tell you that for sure. Let's kick things off, really. Let's get a little bit of some music going. Let's see what we can do here. Let's go. Missed you guys on the Trade the Fool life, man. Ready to get back after this market. Fortinet, hot stock for sure, man. This thing's been riding up the trend on the 90 MA. Let's start to break it. I will say that. It does look a little poppy to me, but it is up this morning in the pre-market. We'll see if it's able to hold, but a lot of resistance towards the 98s and the trend line there. Just looks to me like it just keeps kind of failing at the 97, 98 area. Could come down to the 94 today. It'll all depend on the market action too. I think that's important today, guys. If the market goes red, especially out the gates, just be a little bit careful. Look for those bounces, because I think that's what could happen on a day like today. How's Pan W? Of course, this thing took a split, a 2-for-1. So back above 200. I definitely want a piece of Pan W, but right now it's on the quick decline, not looking good in the cybersecurity names, and that's the growth names, and those are starting to turn, like Snow filling the gap there. So I think we really start to be a little bit careful now, even though we're going into the next year, right? We'll see what happens. You can see how ARK has pulled back, and there's a lot of growth names that have. What about SoFi? SoFi has been hot and going sideways here. I think this is having some good sideways consolidation. Maybe a pullback to 15 is needed, but as long as it ain't coming back to 10, it's looking really good there. We'll see what happens on some other action. I want to go to some kind of bigger names and see what's up, what some of the bigger names are doing here. So let's see here. I'm going to filter out some of the smaller ones to see some of the bigger ones here, to see what's up in the last 15 minutes. I see Rigetti, of course, Quantum, BTDR, BitDeer, right? This stock has been an absolute monster stock, guys, and no one expected it, but it's been hot. And now it's looking like it wants another run today. It's strong towards 24. We'll look to see if we get enough volume to get this going, though. Right now, it's not trading much, but we'll see how the crypto names trade today. Can they finally get going, man? They've been on such a decline. At some point, though, I feel like this is going to have the turn. It's this question is, do you want to play and wait for the turn? I think that's probably what I'll do for the miners. The actual platforms look a little bit better. They've pulled back, but not as heavy, right? You can see Hood actually going sideways and Coin kind of just coming to the right-hand side. So I'm keeping an eye on this. I know Ethereum's pulled back there, and you can kind of look at Biddy to see that that's already gotten a little bit of a lift. This is the short action towards Bitcoin. I don't think I'd play this, but we'll see what happens there with some Bitcoin action. Rigetti still hot, guys, 1787. We'll look to see if it breaks the 18. It hit 18 just a second ago. We'll see if it can keep going. Catching up with you guys in the chat. What's up out there? It's good to see you guys. Who we got? Alexander? Hey, what's going on out there? We got different. Hey, good to see some new faces out there, man. It's good to see you guys. What's up? AVGO, says Marquez. Sultan, what do you see in AVGO? I like this name, of course. That's one of the hottest names, even for kind of the institutional action. Of course, this one pulled back, and we watched that kind of flagging action go right back over this daily. It's holding the 9 EMA on the pullbacks. That's a good area to look for today, around the 231.40s. But this got a lot of volume love on that pullback, and that's an important outlook this day. As long as I feel like we hold that price action on that day, we're still looking really good. So that's right underneath it here, and that was on that kind of candle right here where we traded 131 million shares, and look at it on the average since then. It's only trading 40 million, 22 million, 29 million. That to me was a big time buyer. Let's see if we can get back through the high of Thursday, which is 247. That's a good look for an attempt to this 251 here on the left-hand side. We'll see what happens on AVGO. Let's go to the hourly really quickly to just see, nice little MACD trying to cross over on the hourly. I'd like to see that crossover and really kind of show me that out the gates that it wants to come and take that 240 move. And you can see it on the trend line on the hourly. You can see how you could go right back through that 237 to 240s. And really, once you get back there towards Friday's price level of 242, you're looking a lot better in AVGO. Let's see if we can get that going today. Not a bad stock. It's holding the big breakout, right? And it's had good momentum. The big thing that you want to also see is a big volume bar on red action. That's not what you're seeing right now. You're seeing light volume on the red days. What does that tell us? That tells us that there's potentially buyers stepping up in this stock versus sellers and buyers selling out, right? They're not getting scared because you would see high volume, right? If they're scared, they'd hit the out button, and that's not what's happening. They're holding in. So we'll see what happens on Broadcom, one of the favorites right now in this space. And with this one, I'd keep an eye out on Marvell. Marvell, you can see it's a very similar chart, right? Look how the volume came in on this. Then this one pulled back, but with heavy volume. That's more of the concern, right? So I will look to see if this one can stay hot and those two can move together. Happy New Year's indeed. Happy New Year's Eve. But still, Happy New Year's. So excited to get to the action. Of course, tomorrow the markets will be closed, and today we closed a little early. And it looks like we're going to be closed a little early next week too. So it looks like we'll be taking a day to kind of mourn of Jimmy Carter, and that's going to be on the Thursday the 9th. Well, hey, a couple days off to get our heads straight, but yeah, focus out there. What's going on out there? Delete QSI. Well, how is QSI doing? I haven't seen that one in a little while. Okay, this is Quantum's Incorporated, and this is, of course, a quantum player, and it hasn't gotten the love that some of the other quantum players have gotten. But this one was included with that presentation that was presented with NVIDIA, Amazon. That's what got Rigetti going. So I'd keep an eye out on the other ones like Rigetti, QUBT, QMCO, right? Those have been really hot. IonQ, just a favorite, right? Those can have a nice day. Like, think about it for IonQ today, right? If I was an institutional, right, bank manager, and for some reason I didn't have access or I never got some quantum exposure, today I want exposure into quantum. Why? For something that's called window dressing. Window dressing is, of course, is when you start to kind of make things look better in your portfolio. And so what do you want to do? You want to have winners in your portfolio, right? So if you go buy winners today, you'll look better in your portfolio. We'll see what happens. What's going on out there? Let's go. Happy New Year's. Let's go make some money before the year's end. From France. I love it. And I got to visit France for sure. I've been to Germany. I actually got a German citizenship also. But man, I got to go out there to France. I got to go visit some European. I got to do a little European trading on the road. It's a little tough with the internet out there, but hey, we'll bring some Elon Musk internet out there. APM getting popping again, guys. APM's penny stock of the day, at least for my eyes. Definitely has the volume to continue to rip here. Look at the nice move off this 505. Looking good already. Could make a move here to 6. And this is kind of like a nice little pullback right before. You can see how it's holding. It went right back to the 9 EMA on the 15-minute. Let's see if this really gets going. It's almost now to 550s from the 5 breakout there. We'll see if it can really rock and roll here. A little part of me feels like jumping in it just to have some fun, but I'm going to focus in on higher quality plays. But this is a nice little setup here. 550s, a lot of volume coming in this one. So you penny stock players, this one's definitely in play today. All right, let me get out of this one. Let me take a look at Boyle. A lot of people are taking a look at natural gas right now. And this one gets called the Widowmaker sometimes because it has a tendency of really kind of struggling. And you can see in the past in 22, this thing took off. But as of late, it's been a complete disaster. They've had to split this stock, twice. And 1 for 20 split is really bad. 1 for 5 isn't as bad, but definitely they've split it and they got it up higher. It could come back into this space right here, into this gap. So a pull back to like 53 could happen before another rip. So we'll see what happens on natural gas. I'm not the biggest proponent of it, but definitely you got to keep your eyes on it. And that's why you're seeing UNG move also. So if you're looking for that, hey, just letting you guys know, that's definitely in play today. Lunar, I'm seeing move a little bit. This stock is still staying strong. I remember Kramer even poo-pooed this stock. He said that it's time to sell Lunar. Well, it's still holding on. So just be careful. These are the type of names that I wouldn't fight today, right? Names that have been strong for the year, be careful because those are the names that I think could have a good day. So what's another one, right? Just think about names that have been strong, right? Those are the names that you got to keep a very close eye on today. All right, we'll see what else is out there. I'm in the South. Cool weather. Enjoy it, my friend. I miss the cold out there. Money Mitch, thoughts on ONDS? Let's go. Good morning, folks. It's good to see you guys out there. We'll be joined up by some traders here. They should be joining any moment here. Excited to get to the action today, though, guys. Smash it up out there. All right, let me just actually check in on my guest here. I should have a nice guest joining me today. Let me see how that's going there. Just give me 2 seconds here, guys. All right, he'll actually be around 10 this morning, guys. So he'll be on a little bit later. All right, guys. So don't worry about that. But I'll be ready to trade for you guys. I'm ready to get after it, ready to see what we can come up with. And, of course, I'll use my scanners to try to find something that's moving. I can see IonQ already starting to get the lift. So this is one I don't want to miss out on. And I'm ready to play it, guys. So let's see if this can already start getting the lift here, getting the push above the 44.70s. It already looks decent here, right? I'm looking at it on the hourly basis. Let's take a look at it. And you can see that MACD trying to cross over, right? It's made a couple of attempts higher. 1, 2, 3. Now on this last attempt could come back to this resistance, and we could be chomping through towards 48. So that's the big outlook on the upside. And then I'm going to come in for a little bit of a shorter time frame, looking for this move to kind of hold. Right now you're starting to break out of that. You could still get a pullback towards 44s and maybe even 43.75s. If 43.75s go, that's where I'll be a little bit concerned for downside. But right now, looking good as we start to pop out of here in the 15 minutes. You can see around here the support for the morning. Now we're starting to break through the resistance in this 44.70. That's going to make QUBT look a little bit better. That's going to make the other ones look a little bit better also. So Rigetti is probably the one that's leading the action there. We'll see if this can pull back also. So I'm going to wait before the open, but I definitely think that IonQ is already getting some love here. So if you're looking for IonQ, definitely you can see it. It's starting to get going there. Well, I'll continue watching to see what's moving in the 15-minute. I see Rivian moving a little bit. Looking around at the scanners to see. I love to see like themes, right? So OKLO is another one that I'm seeing starting to get the move. Of course, this is more into your into kind of your nuclear, right? So NNE has been one that I've been waiting to see when we're going to get hot again. We did get hot. We pulled back now. We undercut this trend line. It looks prime for today, guys. So NNE definitely a part of my watch today, guys. So NNE. Going to continue to watch these types of names. We'll be watching to see what happens with the nuclear stocks today. And we're around 25.50, so looking for a break towards like 26 to really get me excited about this one. TSLL showing up there, the bull Tesla shares, guys. Of course, if you guys don't like to trade the expensive one, this is a 2X one. We'll see, but definitely Tesla moving this morning. What's up out there, guys? We wanted to take a look at ONDS, right? That was one that we wanted to take a look at, Kevin. So let's do that. I didn't forget about you, brother. ONDS, let's take a look here. Technology Holdings. This one's strong daily move, and I like these stocks. I always talk about the smaller names. It's really good to see an actual trend, right? Actual trend, also volume pickup and volume stay higher, right? So this one, volume picked up, but then volume stayed higher as it continued to trend. That's what's kept it going, right? And yesterday we've had a huge volume day. So big indecision day for ONDS. I'd say today is one of the most important days in the trend. It's just as important as it was here on the 180 turnaround, right? So right now, what do you have? You have a attempted blow off top look yesterday where you went to 314, but you really went to 310 the day prior. So it essentially went through that, faked the bulls to the upside, and undercut that. So today I'll look to see if it goes back to 310 and essentially creates that kind of V look to the downside. So I could still see a little pop to 310, but doesn't mean that we're going to be able to get through, let's say, 315. So that's the look to look for the upside action on ONDS, because if you can get to like 315 and really start rocking and rolling, holding up there, then you can really kind of push through it. But right now, it could also just make a nice attempt to the 310 out the gates and then really kind of flush right back down through 3. So that's kind of the levels that I'd look at ONDS. But of course, you can take a look at the daily, and the daily MACD still has this pretty strong. So right now, doesn't mean that it needs to turn around, and it's on the top end of the Bollinger Band. And in the hourly, it's right in the middle. So I think what you got to watch to see is can it clear that 310 area first and then hold 3 on any pullback. All right, we'll see what happens there. Kevin, catching up with you guys in the chat. What's up, guys? It's good to see you. All right, Mitch, what time frame do you prefer to trade in? Well, it really just depends if I'm swing trading or day trading, right? So penny stocks, lower price names, right? You're talking, let's keep it to $3 to like $10. Nice sweet spot for lower price names, right? Those, it's okay to trade the 1 minute. Why? Because those names, you're usually trying to get in and out of the name in a fast manner. So what really depends on your time frame is how you expect the trade to go. Do you expect the trade to last 15 minutes? Do you expect the trade to last 20 minutes? Do you expect the trade to last 1 minute or maybe 2 hours or a day? If it's a day, then you can trade with hourly charts and daily charts, right? If it's an hour, you can trade with hourly and 15-minute charts, right? Because you're essentially splitting up that hour into four quarters, right? And so let's say if you're trading on, let's say you want to do maybe a mid-cap stock, and maybe that you're in the $20 to $30 range. 5 minutes to 15 minutes are going to make more sense. It really all depends on your trading style. Maybe you're buying on supports. If you're buying on support, there's a strategy I talk about all the time, and that's on the 1 hour chart. But if I had to give it to which charts I've seen the greatest edge on, I'll tell you that institutionals, and when I've been on the New York Stock Exchange floor, like literally walking around the New York Stock Exchange, what did I see on the charts? I saw 15 minutes and hourly charts. And I was told that they were not even allowed to go inside of those charts. So, and I saw majority 1 hour charts. Majority were just 1 hour charts. Yes, I saw some sneak a little 15-minute chart on the side of that. So that's what I'll tell you from the floor. So it just depends on your trading strategy. But the majority of the major traders, the big traders, are looking at 15 minutes and an hourly, because a lot of times there's these hourly flush downs that get bought right back up. And that happens on the market all the time, right? So on the SPY, I definitely say in the Qs, take a look at the hourlies, because the hourlies a lot of the times will show you where resistance and support is. Let's say for this instance, right? So on the 27th, we came down, made a support around here. On the 30th, we went right back through that resistance and eventually rejected that resistance. So today we'll look to see if we can get through that level. So somewhere in this 518, 520 range, if we can get back through that, that starts to act through the resistance, and now you can make that a support. So hourly charts are so important, 15-minute charts. And then if you're trading smaller names or really fast moves, it's okay to go in shorter time frames. 15 minutes are really good because it splits that hourly into 4 times. And then I have heard traders say that the 4-hour chart is really good. I personally have tried to use it, haven't found much benefit to it, but the 4-hour chart, what it does is it splits the day into good quarters, right? Because if you can split it by 4, right, it's 24 hours, right? And so that helps you kind of separate that action. But the hourly 15 are my favorites. All right, let's keep it going. Let's take a look around out there, guys. Let's take a look into the sunrise report. It's about 9:15. We got about 15 minutes before the open here. Let's kick things off. I missed you guys. It's good to be back with you guys here. Let's take a look at the sunrise. All right, so first up, let's talk about the year and the gains in the market. The 2024 has been, of course, a crazy, crazy year. The S&P 500 is up an impressive 23.8%, putting it on pace for the second consecutive years of gain above 20%. The NASDAQ composite outperformed with a stellar 29.8%, driven by mega cap technology, while Dow Jones Industrial Average posted a respectable 13% gain. What does this really tell us? This really tells us two things, traders, and I think this is so vital to think about, right? And I talk about this all the time because I think as traders, we really need to think about things overall, long-term and short-term, right? We're day traders here, so it's going to be easy to think about things in kind of the sense of kind of that mentality of short term, but I think it's so important to look at it. If the market's going to be going up 20% over the year, and maybe, yes, we do have a bear market sometimes from time to time, but the truth is, on average, what does the market do? On average, the market goes up 10%, right, a year. So what we need to be thinking about overall is, should we be that type of trader that's consistently short? And sometimes I think about this all the time, because if the markets are going to continuously go up, essentially it makes sense to be on that bull side more often than the red side, right? Yes, we can have pullbacks, but long term, if that's what we're seeing, well, then we need to break it down into the short term. What do we need to do is start to learn, when does the market have these momentum style moves? Because the truth is that's what we need to be able to ride. Be careful for the consolidation, but really trying to ride those trends up. So when the market really gets moving is when we can make the most money. So knowing when we're in those trends is vital for success. All right, let's keep it going. A little bit of a learning lesson there. Let's keep it going into December struggles. Despite a strong year, of course, in December, it's been a bit challenging. The Dow has dropped 5.2%. And you guys can take a look at the Dow by looking at DIA. And this is just one way to look at it, right? And you can see how that's dropped a pretty good amount in December. It's down 5.2%, the worst month since September 2022, as investors locked in profits. What we talked about was happening often, and prepared for higher year-end rates. Why? Because the change that the Fed put on us, right? They said that they were going to cut a lot. Now they're not looking to cut as much. The S&P 500 declined 2.1%, marking its worst month since April, while NASDAQ managed a 1.4% gain despite the volatility. And why is the Qs up and the SPY down and the Dow down? Well, that's a lot to do with Apple. That's a lot to do with the bigger boys, right? Microsoft has been, pulling back now, and you can see Google still holding up there to 200, but hasn't broken out there. But Tesla and Apple have been really kind of the light and shining armor. And then, of course, NVIDIA coming back a little bit helped here. But now we got to really keep watch to see what happens in technology, especially going into January. All right, let's talk a little bit more about VeriSign. And VeriSign is VRSN. I don't trade this one often. I will say that. I don't think I've ever traded it. VRSN, this is a software company, and this is trading up higher after Warren Buffett went buying. They increased its stake in the company. Berkshire added 76,487,000 shares worth $15.6 million over the past 3 trading days, bringing its total stake to 13.8%. This marks the first change in holdings since the Berkshire initially invested in VeriSign back in 2013. So they're adding to this company, and there's a reason why. They would not add if there was no reason for this company to not see a potential lift. And I think that that's what we need to watch now. So what's a good way to look at this? Well, get out of the monthly consolidation. If anything, look into a quarterly and a yearly perspective, right? You can still look at this in a yearly, and you can see that the yearly is kind of holding that 184 and needs to come back up towards 250s. So if I can get it near the support, near this area down here, 184s, it's looking a lot better, right? And you can see how the liftoff is happening. It's really starting to push and getting that momentum. So now you're really seeing the strength there. Now I'd be looking for any type of pullback to maybe look to see what happens in VeriSign. All right, of course, there's some more out there. I think this is SGMO, but let me just make sure. Yeah. Sangamo Therapeutics. They saw its stock plunge 54% after Pfizer's terminated their joint hemophilia, a gene therapy development agreement with Pfizer out. Sangamo regains the product rights, but plans to explore alternative paths to advance their therapy. Horrible news there for this company. And this is as bad as it gets here. So I don't see anything changing for this company. It just doesn't look good, guys. Of course, Tesla's up after reigniting some action there. The EV maker is definitely starting to push. I think this is more to do with the window dressing. So I think none other than let's kick things off into the playbook. Let's talk a little bit quickly about some plays to watch for the open. All right, as we talk the playbook, window dressing is the idea here. So today is all about window dressing, and it's institutional traders position their portfolio to showcase Tesla's stellar performance. Expect buying momentum as funds ensure that they have a slice of the EV juggernaut here in Tesla. So I'll be looking to see if Tesla can get going on the hourly. It already looks good here. We'll see what happens towards the gates. Market has been going up here, though, in the morning, so just be careful for some pullbacks. We'll see if we can just continue riding the momentum. Apple's the other stock for me to watch. Of course, my stock to watch for 2025, at least when it comes to AI, is not NVIDIA, it's Apple. So I'll be looking to see if this can lift off right back towards 253.50 and see it start to push. AMD is the next one. Guys, it already got a nice little lift. I'm kind of a little frustrated because I was talking to AMD before this, and it was just trading sideways. So I was like, all right, just wait. It's already getting a lift there, 123.45, and this is definitely one to watch, guys. So many people talking about AMD. That tells me more than enough, guys. I know that there's enough traders in here that want to see this thing start to make the boom. So the big look is really through 130. That's where I'd get excited on the upside. But right now, we can day trade it. We can look to see if it starts to push towards 127. It looks good there. Can AMD have a good day? We'll find out. All right, guys, that's it for the Sunrise Report and the playbook action. We'll talk more about the trades out there, but you guys in the chat, what are you guys watching out there? Good morning out there. The turds in the house, man. Horrible in more ways than one. Yeah, what's going on out there, guys? How we doing? Eldon, man. It's good to see you out there, man. Yeah, man. Good morning, Money Mitch. Hope the family is well. Had to step away for a while, but ready to get back after it. Hey, we all have to do that sometimes, Eldon. So if you had to take a little break and you're coming back to the action, well, welcome to it, of course, here at TTP Live, man. We have a pretty good community supporting each other, and that's what it's all about, man. So it's good to see you out there, Eldon. Take a look at the guys in the chat. They're really kicking ass. I hope my man Mustafa is still out there kicking it with, of course, his golden rules. I miss you, Mustafa. I hope everything's good out there. And Jorge, how's everything going, my friend? It's good to see you out there. I'd love to hear from you guys, and definitely let's keep pushing out there. We're looking to have some traders join us. So if you guys ever want to come onto the show, let me know. Reach out to me. You guys can always reach out to me, Mitch@tradethepool.com, or reach out to me on Twitter. You guys see my handle right there, @MoneyMitchTTP, of course, guys. Give me a good little follow. It's good to see you guys. All right. What's up out there? LAES. Let's take a look at that. Here's a good comment there. I didn't catch this one just a second ago, but good comment there. True, the RSI 4-hour tells me when I'm bullish or bearish. I love it. Love it. The 4-hour, I'm telling you, those are the ones. The 4-hour, the 1 hour, the 15. That's what big money is using. Why? Because it helps catch those bigger resistance and supports. It's going to help you guys. And it's going to tell you a lot of times whether you're kind of pitching against the trend sometimes, right? And it happens. So like when you're bullish or bearish, example. What's up out there, guys? How we doing? What do you think about Amazon? That's a good outlook. Let's take a look at there. All right. So Amazon's been hot since the Black Friday run, right? So it's all about the holidays for Amazon. And what have we gotten through? Well, we've gotten through the holidays, right? So now we need to start seeing, can we continue seeing the good sales numbers from Amazon? And I can tell you that Amazon was pushing. They were pushing to get some sales, last minute sales. But I think we're still looking good for Amazon. I think you just continue to watch to see the trend continue. What has been the recent trend? It's been a couple of weeks up, a couple of sideways consolidation, right? Right here. Push up, sideways consolidation. Push up, sideways consolidation. As long as the pattern can continue, it's still looking good. But you see what happens a lot. A 9 EMA weekly attempt. So we haven't gotten to the 9 EMA just yet. So I'd be looking for that 9 EMA test, 215, As a swing trader, that could be a good look on a swing trade, right? Using that 9 EMA, you can see it's held it since it broke out of this trend right here. All right, we'll see what happens out there. Let's keep it going. We'll see what happens on Amazon. It's in a nice weekly consolidation, building, and lower volume on this pullback tells me be careful, but you did see some profit take when it was in 230s, a nice spike on that level. So that tells me something there. Yeah, you probably got some profit taking here. So let's see what happens now, right? And that was in December 20th. So nice little profit going into December. Not a bad profit take. Fortinet still looking good here, guys. So this one's trying to make the push to the upside. One thing that could help Fortinet, it's been such a strong stock for the year. I talked about it. Those are the stocks that you don't want to be fighting too much today. So even though this looks like it wants to crack, there was some good volume that came in recently around the 95s. Let's see if it makes a run to 100 on Fortinet today. Grr is moving, guys. Of course, this is a software name, and it's been actually holding really well. This has come from a daily. I mean, I remember when I was trading this back down, this thing has come from 6 to 25. It's an absolute monster ride. At some point, this is going to slow down, and you're starting to see more volume and more volume come in it. But, man, what a monster. Gorilla Tech still holding on. IonQ, we've talked about how that could get going, right? How the quantum names could start to push through. Look at it now. It's already there towards 45. We started talking about this one at 8:30, and look at it now. It's up at least 64 cents. We'll see if these quantum names can continue pushing. It's 9:27. We're almost to the bell here, guys. Get ready to go. Let's see if we can capture some good profits. All right, catching up with you guys in the chat. What's up out there, guys? It's good to see you. Smash the like. Say hello. Dan R. in the house. It's good to see some new faces. I love to see some new faces. MLGO, Shane. How's the funded life going for you, my friend? Want to hear it. Even if you're struggling, my friend, I'm here for you, Shane. Know that. No, that's for sure. PDN, PDYN, and MLGO. Not bad ones to look at. Look at IonQ already going here, guys. Right before the bell. 45.25 is already hitting here. MLGO. Smaller name getting the spike there. Ooh, there's some smaller names moving out there, guys. So keep your eyes out there. They're rocking and rolling. MLGO, big move there. PDYN. This one looks like a potential short. Is this a short or a long? Ooh, potentially to me, this looks like a nice short. But on a day like today, you got to be careful. 1336, big level to watch for me on that one. To see a spike into that area and then come back down. We'll see what happens there. IonQ now starting to really show up there. Mara showing up on the scanners a little bit there. HUT, TSLR. That's another 2 times X Tesla stock. So we'll see what happens here. AMD's my nice watch here out the gates. We'll see what happens on that bad boy. See if it can really start to get going. Of course, this one hasn't had a good 2024. This one's kind of more of the January effect. So maybe this one doesn't have a good day today and then has a great first trading day of the year. So that's another thing that I'm keeping in mind with AMD. We could see some buildup of position and then the big move. All right, what's up out there, guys? Costco trade. All right, we'll look to see what happens on Costco. Looking good there, guys. All right, the bell's about to come. There's the bell. Have fun, man. I appreciate you throwing up the complete outlook of the trade, Eldon. That's what it's all about. Let's keep helping each other out there, guys. Catch stocks moving. That's what it's all about. We can't tell each other what to trade, but we can let each other know, hey, do you see this one? Rum could pop from 14. It's not a bad one to watch there. Par, I didn't get all your lists this morning, but I know that you gave a good one all the time. Look at that. There's a great list right there. Let's get to the action, guys. The market's open. Stay safe out there. You guys know it. I missed it. It's time. Traders, let's go. All right, guys, let's keep it going. Let's see what we can come up with today. Let's go. All right, take a little sip of coffee. Pay attention to what's moving versus what isn't, guys. Tesla, straight up out the gates there, 425. Nice spike there for Tesla. Down action in QUBT. Looking around, SPY and Qs trying to pop a little bit here. And looking around at Tesla's a bunch of those Tesla leverage plays showing up on the scanner. So you already know that's what's moving there. Mara getting a little bit of a lift, a little bit of some crypto action. All right, let's see the sectors out there. Tesla up 2%. Intel up. PDD getting a little bounce back there. Amazon up 6.66, so that's looking decent there. Starbucks getting a little bounce there. I don't like Starbucks right now. I think that might be filling the gap there, but TSLR definitely 2 times leverage. Tesla name getting a little lift there. And then E on the downside right out the gates there. That's one thing for sure. APM, let's see this smaller name here. Was setting up for a nice little rip here. It did rip out there right before the bell. Went to 569. It just pushed through 5. Now towards 540s. Could get going here. Nice little move there. It's already a little bit too high for me to even play it here. But APM looking good here out the gates. I told you guys that one looked good there for me. But let's see if it can break this trend line and hold, right? So break a trend line and hold, right? So breaks the trend line here on that first action, pulls back, reloads through that 525. Now you're almost to $6 there on APM. What a good looking chart there, guys. Good looking play there. I hope somebody was able to nail that play. I'm glad I brought that up. It's top penny stock to watch today. Good play indeed. I hope you guys nailed that one. All right. We'll see another one here that's moving a pretty significant amount. NCI is an 83-cent stock, though. It's already up above the $1 in the pre-market. Maybe it gets to 125 again, but it's nothing that I really like there. WLDS, wearable device. This one's trying to get through 240s. All right, let's go looking around out there. Tesla pulling back there. The SPY kind of trying to reload here. We'll see what's leading the action here. Let's go to the sectors. Sectors overall, we got healthcare leading the upside action. Communication, industrials, basic materials getting that action today. And I see a lot of green out there, but not technology leading, right? So let's see if technology names start to get the lead in a little bit, but definitely healthcare names getting the jump. Let's see what's up there. APM is one of those healthcare names, right? One of those biotechs that's pushing. Just got through 6, but started to run into a little bit of some struggle there. ONCO is another penny name that was doing well this morning. Got above $1, pulled back below $1, now bouncing off of that $1. Good look there. Those are those penny names there. Let's see what else is up there. How's like Eli Lilly? Ooh, still down on the downside, but could start to get a little love there. I'm looking around at some of the bigger boys. Bristol Myers getting a nice little lift today. Pfizer getting a little lift. Johnson & Johnson, but nothing too crazy there. UAL, of course, one of the stronger ones, of course, in DAL. Let's see if those can continue their push today. Maybe make a little bit of a recovery. Love is one that I've been keeping an eye on. I think it could still have a good little up move here. I know I played it just a little while ago, but could recover today, 34s. So I'm just keeping that on watch. Industrials, of course, going higher. That's another reason to watch that space there for the day. I see infrastructure operations, business equipment, integrated shipping doing pretty well today. So that's going to be your UPS, right? Your FedEx. Yeah, those are actually doing pretty good here. Not a bad action there on FedEx. All right, looking around, trying to find some other names out there. OPTT doing well there. I'll catch up some comments in the chat. What's up out there, guys? All right, APM seems to be selling off. We'll see if APM starts to sell off there. How's it doing now? Pulled back to the 587, still holding though, could still break the 6. This looks like to me that classic stock that these, especially the penny stock gurus like to take there. It had enough volume, I'll tell you that much. That first rip was already a good money maker. I think that one thing that sometimes we think about with these penny stocks is even $1 move, right, is a lot. And some of these gurus are grabbing like 20,000, 10,000 shares. So $1 is already $10,000, $20,000. So when the stock does a little move like that, right, when it goes to the low, 575 there to 634s, right? Even just that's 60 cents there, right? So that's 60 cents, right? I mean, 60 cents, 1,000 shares, that's $600. So a lot of times the algos are buying those shares, selling the shares, buying the shares, selling the shares, buying the shares, selling the shares. So just keep that in mind. That's the way the action runs a lot of times. PDD, really good day there for China names. So I'd be looking at BABA to see if maybe that has a good day today. JD has a good day today, but PDD having a pretty decent action on the first reaction here of the day. Looking around to see what's going on in some retail names. How are those names doing? Let's see what's up there. Etsy's doing well there. Gap doing decent, starting to bounce back after pretty much not doing much. Macy's getting a little bit of a bounce there. All right, guys, how we doing? The Qs now getting hit here, guys. We're actually coming on the downside now on the Qs. We just broke it on the 15 minutes to the 516 level. We'll see if this can start to regain there, but definitely seeing a little bit of some red. SPY still holding on to. I think we're seeing a lot of that pullback out the gates here, and that's not bad to see. I think that we keep watching to see if that turns around there. NVIDIA coming back down there. Apple tried to push up there, now pulling back here. Let's see if Apple can start to lead the show. I don't mind Apple here. Still early though, 9:37. So I'm looking for a little bit of a pullback further in Apple, but it doesn't look too bad on the 5 minute. It would have to hold here, but if it does cut this trend line, that's where you got to be a little bit careful. Right back through the 252 level. You can see what it's trying to do. It's trying to turn right back through here. Hasn't been able to do it. Back through 253 is going to be important. You can see the downside come in there really quickly as it tries to come towards the 252 level. Let's see if the Qs break here. We're seeing a nice downside action move here. Now we're really starting to break down. Healthcare is still doing well. Industrial is still doing well. Moderna with a nice little lift today. So just calling out stocks that are doing well there. MSTR getting smacked here. Smacked. Right. Also down here too. PDYN, of course, that stock could be on the downside today. Nice little pop to 13 rejection there. So we talked about how that could reject and it could start coming right back down. This one looks interesting. Looks interesting for a short now. I might take a look at this right here. This doesn't look too bad. It just rejected the 1225s, right? So I'm just looking for any kind of bounce here back to the VWAP around 1230s or 1225s here. Look pretty good, but it's already dropping fast here. Let's see if we can get this. Especially the way the market's going. It doesn't look too bad here. QUBT definitely taking the hit there. Rigetti also on the big pullback there for Rigetti. The hourly support now coming into play here. So it looks good to see if hourly support can hold around 1622s. If that starts to give up, then yeah, you really start to really break down there. But it went right to that hourly support. Now starting to turn around on Rigetti. IonQ straight down out the gates there today. So really struggling. PYDN already to 1160s. Looked like it's going to go into a halt here. Oh, just pulled off of that. I'm just looking for a pop back above 12s here. I wouldn't mind to get short on this bad boy. No bounce just yet. All right, let's see if we can get something here. Trying to get this PDYN to bounce back here. What's up out there? How we doing? How do you think 25 will be for Disney year? Been consolidating since July. I think, I think it's one that has to fill the gap first. But so I've been looking for this gap to fill, Eldon. This is gap right above it here. So could it go into that space, right? Could it fill that gap? I think it definitely could. I'd be looking for that gap to fill first and then, because I look for this on the bullish side, right? And now I'm looking for it to come back through that side. So I'd still look for that pullback towards like 105, and then it could go back higher. But it could curl off of this. I think you got to watch also Netflix action. Netflix looks pretty weak right now, right? It's starting to turn. If this could get back to bullish, let's say 940s, yeah, you could still keep Disney on that rock and rolling. PDYN there, 1190s. It's not back towards 12, but might start getting short through this 12 here. All right, I'm on the offer here at 12 here. Trying to get filled for PDYN for 100 shares. There we go. All right, trying to add here on this. I have a 300 to add at 1230s. Looking to see this at least get towards the 1225 area. VWAP is 1225. Putting some at 1225 here, and then I'll put some more out in a second here. Trying to go ahead and size into PDYN. All right, I kind of like it here. I'm going to add a little bit more, just 100 shares there. Just don't want to miss it. So I got a 200 shares here, looking for a little bounce to add a little more here. There's a bounce with the offer towards the 30s. So I'm going to move it up into the 30s here, trying to get a better fill on the ad, right? So let's see what happens here. Spread is spreading out a little bit here. Could still get a little bit of a spike here towards kind of like a trend line approach. That's like around the 1235s. Taking a little shot here on PDYN. All right, just got a spike fill there. I got now 300, now 1212s here. It's at 1240s. Might get one more fill here. Up there to 1244s now. Up, still down about 100, so I got to be a little bit careful here now, adding up here. Did get a nice bounce there in PDYN. Let's see if this could start to come right back down now. A lot of things getting a bounce there. Tesla's still in the red there. Q's still in the red. SPY still in the red here. So looking to go ahead and take a shot here on this PDYN. See if I get a fill here towards 50s. Ooh, offer jumped up to 60s there. I'm getting filled up here. There you go. It just got filled there. Now down 162, but got to be careful because this PDYN is shooting here. All right, definitely don't want it through the high now. I'm up towards 1225s, but it's definitely starting to get a little bit too risky here, especially through that 1290s. I definitely got to know I got to get out. So let's see if this can start to come down here. PDYN. Taking a shot on the short side of things. It came right back to the top end of the Bollinger Band. Let's see if it rejects here, the top end here, and then comes right back down. If not, got to know when to get out. When the getting's good. All right, we'll see if this starts to come back down through this. It could still test the 1280s here. Just keeping a close eye on it. What's up out there, guys? How we doing? Ticker RSI, bull flag on the daily. I'd like to mention there, Dan R. I'd like to mention. You guys can always mention stocks you guys are seeing moving out there. RSI, of course, is a gambling player. I know it very well. Rush Street Interactive. So we'll see if this one can hold on there. You guys know I have a bag in Genie, so I know all about this space. We'll see what happens. Very similar stocks, and we'll see if those stocks can stay strong. DraftKings is your leader in that space, so you want to see that stock get right back above the 9 EMA to hold on. Hold on. PDYN just not coming right back down here. So I'm a little bit heightened concern here because at this point, We should get that nice little quick breakdown right back down here. Let's see what happens here. I'm down about 100 here. I'm at 1225, so at 1230s, I don't mind covering a little bit just to take off some of this and be a little bit careful. Just came back down towards that area. So you got to be careful. That move down was pretty fast, and they got bought up really quickly. Seeing the market come back fast here, guys. So watch out for the up action to come back in. AMD now starting to recover. So the downside action came in, and now I'll take a look to see if Apple starts to turn back to the upside. Look to see if NVIDIA starts coming back up here, and look to see if Tesla can start making an up move. There's Tesla starting to make the up move. So got to be careful with this PDYN, but definitely seeing the rest of the market start to get hot there. Qs, what's leading there? PDD doing well today. Let's see if some of these tech names start to show up. Microchips, MCHP is stock doing pretty well there. Marvell, how's that doing? Now starting to recover in Marvell. What's another stock we can keep an eye out there? What about AVGO? There we go. Now we're starting to come back in those. So definitely seeing some comeback there now. About to get stopped out in this PDYN. Hanging on for a second here. See if the Qs can reject the VWAP. That's the only thing that's going to probably keep me in this. You guys can see how this is kind of looking like it wants to just break out here through the 13. So I got to be careful about that. PDYN coming right back up here. Let's see if it rejects his 1290s. If not, just going to cut it out. Holding on for right now. It's starting to turn here, and I'm looking into the overall market, trying to find the fast movers on the upside. Nike looking pretty decent today, guys. Nike on the 1 minute here, guys, 75 to 75, 88. It's looking pretty decent on that. PDD leading the action on my scanner there, so that's still looking pretty well there. Microchips, Micron looking pretty good today. AMAT. Seeing healthcare names still leading though. Saw Moderna doing really well there. APM, how'd that one end up doing? Hold back to 5, now starting to break down here. Maybe that's it for it on APM. All right, got a rejection there. Now back into the 1260s. Need this to start to really kind of break down here. The spread is wide though for me, so I'm just looking to see if it can come down and really start to break towards 12. All right, let's see if this really starts to break down here. See the Qs and the SPY rejecting there. All right, let's see this on the hourly here. You can see how it's trying to recover that hourly. Really need to look for a nice breakdown below the 1213s again. So you can see right there, that's a nice look right there, and that can bounce right off of this and go right back to 13. So if you're looking at the bullish side on PDYN, you know what that is right there. That's back to the 13 here. Q's right back down. So let's see if things can get a nice little bounce level. QUBT not looking too bad there. If you're looking for a trade that's moving, it's right on the VWAP. So you got two options. You can short there on the 1773s going down to the 17s, or start to look for a comeback move through the 18s. So we'll see what happens there. Rigetti came back there. It went off the hourly support 1622s. It's already back to 1751s. So that's why the hourly support makes sense a lot of the times. That was a really nice look there as it comes back. And this candle could actually go green if it goes through 1769. It's only 7 cents away from that. So even though that was a big red looking 15 minutes, it's already recovered it. And now looking to continue. We'll see what happens with Rigetti. Interesting action there. PDYN now coming back towards 1240s. So it's time for me to really kind of focus in on this and try to do my best to nail this in here. Let's see what happens. This one's a tough one because it trades fast, right? So see if we can get this to crack right back down here. Below the VWAP is so important here. So I'm watching it on a 5, especially on my other chart here. And this is what I can see. It's like it could come right back towards this 1275 and holds. So looking for it to break back towards 12 here, because if not, I got to get out. Let's see if we can get that break towards 12. Tesla coming back here. Let's go look at some nice winners so that maybe we can catch the run up if we do get the run up. So Apple will be one that we'll definitely keep watching here. Let's take a look at the smaller names, see what I see out there. Gurr getting the breakdown today, guys. Now down to 21. So big breakdown there for Gurr. Nice little VWAP fade on this one. So seeing these kind of break there is a reason why I'm coming after PDYN. But Hendricks now. Sorry about that, guys. All right, we'll see what else is out there. ONCO getting the nice move there. ONCO now towards 159. This thing actually held. Got into 2 halts. Hollow. Hollow, if you hear me. Holo. Micro Cloud. This one's actually doing pretty well, guys. I think we got to keep this one on watch, guys. So Hollow is definitely one to watch here, guys. This is some strength. This looks to me like quantum action there. So Hollow definitely getting the nice little lift. Trying to go through 8 here. So the strength is in this one. I'd like to see a nice little pullback here towards like 7 and then the takeoff here. But let's see what happens here. Can we get some pullback? Will it just break 8? PDYN coming back down here now, starting to get right back towards my level here. So now's the chance to really start seeing this kind of cut down. All right, looking to see if it's going to bounce here. We're going to get the flush. I'm looking for the flush. Let's see if we get it. If not, I'm willing to get out, right? That's what you got to be able to do here. $12.66. It's going to be about 163. QUBT setting up there. Will it flush right back down or start to get the up move here? So I think it really matters on seeing what happens in the Qs. The Qs are looking like they want to prop up here. Apple's starting to come back a little bit. All right, it's getting a little fishy here. This PDYN, I thought it would already break towards the 1220s here, so I'm looking at it right now. About to take half off here just to make sure I manage my risk. Yeah, I'm not liking the action there. I thought I'd get at least a break there towards PDYN here. You can see how it's just kind of hanging on the VWAP. A lot of times that leaves more, the more time that it hangs out there, the more time it can kind of get that bounce there. I'm going to risk down here. I just risked down. I took 200 off. Take a small little hit there, $30 versus take the big hit, right? Now if it bounces right where I was at, I'm only losing about like 115 versus 170 or something like that. So at least this gives me the ability to set a stop right behind it and look to see if it breaks down here. Then I can start looking for ads through 12. There's a bounce right back here. So that's what I was trying to avoid there. The Qs are holding in here. Just got to know where I'm going to get out. 1261s. 1261s. So let's see what happens here as it starts to, there's 1264s on the offer. So I'm going to set it right here at 1266. We'll see if I get stopped out here. Needs to go above the offer here, but let's see it. It just spread it out like crazy. It just got me there. 1268 there, cut out there in between the spread. So it just got me there. Slight tick there. 1268 got me out there, guys. I took a hit there, about 120 down. Let's see if it PDYN cuts down through the 1230s later in the day. I'll keep watch on this. I'm looking around out there, watching the action there. I'm seeing AMD trying to come back, Apple trying to come back here. I'm watching the Qs to see if we can make the comeback. Pepsi pulling back a little bit there. How's Tesla doing? Tesla's right on the VWAP there. PDYN actually going up now, so glad I got out. All right, VREM, VRME showing up on the scanners there. Just taking a look to see what's showing up there. FFIE, Faraday Intelligence. Was up there to 5 earlier, now trying to get a little bounce. Seeing the action there. It's 435 here on FFE. I'm looking around to see what's going on in the SPY. SPY's coming back here, looking to see what we can get on that action. MOS is up there. I'm looking around. Got some defensive names up. Let's see what's going on in the last like 15 minutes. Energy leading the up action here as we're getting a nice little bounce in energy. XOM, big push up there. So gosh, probably pushing here. Yeah, getting a nice little push in some energy stocks. So let's see what's going on there. Chevron pushing strong there too. MPC. There we go. Stocks are having a pretty decent day there. See if they get a little bit of a pullback. This is actually still doing pretty well. MPC. What do you got? Other ones? We can take a look at Halliburton. Yeah, energy up pretty good. Cyclicals. Let's take a look here. Real estate getting a nice little push there. Defensive still staying strong. Technology pulling back there, guys. That's where I'm seeing the not a big strength move there. I'm seeing the banks doing pretty well right now. Probably JPM. Yeah, Goldman Sachs. Yeah, Sachs actually looking pretty good here. Goldman Sachs to the upside. Let's see what's going on in Goldman. All right, seeing the market come back here. Now we could start to see this lift here. I might take a shot here in Goldman Sachs. It's a very tough name to trade. I will say that, but I've been able to nail it before, but it's hard to trade it because of the size and the spread. Could also take a look at Morgan Stanley MS. It's a very similar trade. All right, Morgan Stanley looks not too bad. Looks like it could get a lift to 127, 128. It's a little bit easier of a trade. Need to see a pullback on this, though. Looking around to see what else is making a move to the upside here. Financial services up about 0.5. Energy about 0.15. So definitely seeing the strength there in some energy names. NEHC. I don't know what this thing is, but it was up there earlier. It just pulled back to the 775. Now back towards 653. Is that on the down halt now? Crazy action there. Hollow showing up there. Of course, this micro cloud just continued to run on the 9 EMA. Big run there in Hollow. Rigetti getting a little bit of some love there. Now we're starting to see a little bounce there in Rigetti. QUBT came down to 1748. Now starting to recover. Can we get some up action? Qs are starting to recover. Tesla's starting to recover. Still starting to see the strength come back here. AVGO starting to come in there. So ARM getting a little bit of a lift. Yeah, we're seeing a little bit of some strength come back in here. All right, Apple's the one. You guys know how I feel about Apple here. Let's see if I can get a little bit of some Apple here. Ride the action here. Let's see if the Qs reject. I'm going to give the Qs a second here on the 5 minute to see if it rejects because it's still a little trappy through here. I want to see it hold 517. Start showing me that strength. All right, in a second, my man will be joining me. You guys know him. Just the guy taking over the show. The coolest man in town. Justy Trades is going to be joining us in just a second here, guys. Definitely smash the like. I'm seeing what's up in the chat. What's up, guys? What are you guys liking? Bristol Myers, I'm seeing. Intel. All right. What's your take on using multiple accounts with TTP? That's exactly what I do. Weird Life Sciences. I use one account for penny stock names. So even trading like this PDYN, it's a little bit outside of my realm there. So I did take a hit on that. I want to trade more of the high quality names with this account. And then, of course, you guys saw me on my other one, the smaller account, the limited. That's the one that I go for the smaller names, right? So the smaller buying power for the smaller stocks, the bigger buying power for the bigger stocks, right? And what this does is helps me distinguish between what I call like higher quality names and the lower quality names. It doesn't mean that those lower quality names can't make you money, but they're harder to trade, really. All right, guys, let's go ahead. We'll be bringing on my man in just a second here. He's setting up. You know, he's getting all, you know, fancy, you know, looking good. Hey, it's been, I'm sure, a long holiday. There's the Qs right back down. Right back down. So be careful out there, guys. Be careful. PDYN now coming down here, guys. I don't mind getting after this bad boy. The only thing is you just got to wait. You got to wait. Got to wait. Got to wait. Got to wait to see if we're really going to break down here. Definitely getting an attempt flush down here. We'll see what happens, guys. This one's a tough one. Tough one, I'll say. It's a nice rejection though on the 15-minute resistance of 1267. It still looks pretty good there, but it could still go to that 1260s one more time and then reject it, right? So that's what I'm kind of keeping in mind here. It's been up there 1, 2, 3 times, right? One more time failing would be that real hard fail, but you can see how it's trying to trap me to get in it right now. Let's see what happens. I mean, it still looks good. I can still wait for the 12 cut down and still play it there. Go for the scalp instead of the longer term play, right? So you can see how it's trying to go to that 12 right now. It just went to 1218. The Qs are looking pretty heavy here, and they also just did do that attempt to the downside. Let's see if they recover here with some strength. Apple looking like it wants to take lead here. See if Apple can start to make a move back to the upside. Hourly support also coming into play, but you can see it here. This is still kind of bearish territory. here on the hourly for Apple. So I'm still a little bit weary. I'm looking for this to go hourly green. 252.27. So 252.27, big level to watch here. We're already at the 24s. Now we're starting to lift off that 252.27s. There's PDYN hitting the 12, right? So there's the look for the breakdown again. And this went back to 1270, rejected it. Now looking to break 12s here. SPY bouncing a little bit there. Watching Apple here, guys. AMD's, of course, on the watch there. That's on the downside there. NVIDIA's on the downside. They're selling NVIDIA here today. XPEV, the China names, doing well today, guys. JD recovering there. Not doing too bad on the 35 right now. Looking at BABA. See if that's recovered right back. Yeah, it's recovered. PDD was the leader there on the upside. So we'll see if it can hold the 96 pullback. That's not a bad level to look for. China names. PDYN already back towards 12. Could really start to break down. Of course, I would be in the green here. So you got to be a little bit careful. Try to sometimes stay small into the play and then really look for the move. We'll see what happens there. Going to the quantum names. Rigetti starting to break towards 17s there. That's not a good look as QUBT down to 1720s, and IonQ can tell us a lot. IonQ looking like it might reject right here. This is a hard call because the way that the market's looking, it's looking heavy there. Ooh, market just took a big hit there towards the 514s. It's right on the lows here. There goes PDYN, so I'm missing that one. I might go for an IonQ short here just based on the price action. This is the hard call here, but I'm definitely seeing the action there to the downside. Let's see if it can recover. 15-minute lows right now. All right, I'm going for it here. Seeing the Q's breaking there. I'm taking a shot here. An IonQ to the short side. Immediately, the offer jumped about 20 cents, so got to be a little bit careful here. See if we can get that one action move here, that first action move, take some profits, get back into this game. See if we can get IonQ to break here. Q's went for the break. Let's see if they go for the recovery now. That was a quick action move there to the downside. Getting a little bounce already here, but it was a hard down action move here. Let's see if we get this continuation. The VIX is also something to look at, right? Of course, the VIX spiking there to 45. Will we get more spike on the VIX there? Now getting some down action move. I'm in the green here now. Let's see if we can get this. All right, now we're in the green here, up about $76. It's going to the 420 here, 420 30s. Can it just keep dropping here? There's 420, 420. There we go. We're up about $90 here. Now we could see a little bounce here, so watching out for the bounce here. I can get back in if I need to here. Q's getting a little bounce there. That's what I'm really watching. That was a one hard red candle from the top end to the bottom end. Could reject off of a little bounce here, but we got to get through this bounce. Let's see what happens. Got to the 20s there. Was up about maybe about 20 cents, 30 cents there. So might have taken the action there. I really am looking to see that the Q's continue on the weak side of things. You can see the Q's pretty weak there. Rejected that action here on the kind of the 1 minute action. If we looked at the 15 here, you can see how it was more this rejection that I'm looking at, the 1550. That's a big level. Now to look to see if it just rejects this bottom bar is a big watch here. This 514.80s. If it keeps rejecting that, I'm still looking good. So I go to a shorter time frame to look at that. 5 minutes rejected it right now. Let's see if we get the next move down to 513s. All right, let's see if we get some further down action to come in here now, up about 52. Looking for the action to come in here. Let's see it. First action looking good. Now it spreads out towards the 27. So looking pretty decent here. If we could start to break it here, I'll be above 100. Looking good there on IonQ here. Now we're really starting to rock and roll. Looking to take the 300 towards the 4170s here. Take the money and run. Let's see if I can get it. Seeing a little bounce here. I need to get through. Thinking about taking the cash here, but the Qs are hitting the bottom here. I just need to go one more leg. I can take out this IonQ low here. We'll see what happens here. The Qs going towards the lows. Can they keep it going here? Bounce coming in here now. Got to be careful. IonQ, QUBT, QMCO. Will these continue to fall here today? I think Rigetti is a good sign there to kind of keep an eye out for it. So you can see Rigetti trying to reject the VWAP there. It's a hard one to hold right now and not just take the profits here. Coming back, trying to get me here. It's right around my level here, guys. So got to be careful as the Qs and the SPY are coming back a little bit here. So definitely getting a little bit of some chopping action here. The down action has been down, but the truth is that it's hasn't been really to both sides right now. If we take a look at the Qs overall from the open, it's down, right? But if we look at it on a 15-minute or an hourly basis, it's right there, right? So we could still recover this 514 area. Are we going to go back towards the 512 area? It's the big watch for the traders that are on the short side of things. Remember in the pre-market, we were down. In the pre-market, we were up. So now being down out the gates, it's not bad action. That's just normal pullback action. Let's see what happens here. Big watch here on the Qs. All right, catching up with you guys in the chat. Big short on BDMD. Let's go, Shane. Let's go. Love to hear it, my friend. Which one was that one? That was BDMD. Oh, there you go, my friend. Nice one. All right, let's see if this IonQ can really reject here and then just keep coming back down. 1 minute, starting to hit the 9 EMA. That's not what I really like to see there, but we'll see what happens here. Yeah, getting the spike on now. Got to be a little bit careful. IonQ coming back. I mean, that was pretty quick there, guys. So definitely had a nice little flush down there for a second there. So maybe just getting a little too picky there, guys. I mean, on the profits there, we hit down there towards around the 42.11s, which is around 160 there. So I maybe should have just taken that 160, put myself back in the green here. But you can see me fighting a little bit back and forth. And a lot of that is the Qs are still below the VWAP and rejecting. So let's see what happens here. A little bit of some back and forth action on the Qs and the SPY. Qs are a little bit weaker. That's one thing I will say then. I can see that just by the sectors from the open. Sectors from the open, what's leading the upside action? Energy. What's leading downside? Technology. Financials just took a nice hard pullback here. So we'll take a look to see if those come back. If they do start to come back, that's one way to look and play the upside move. QUBT trying to hold on right now. See, this one holds on. Does it reject here? Rigetti right above the VWAP there, so could still hold on. It could keep coming right back down on the 15-minute. Just hit another red bar, but could go green here. We'll see what happens on Rigetti. Getting squeezed on IonQ. This one's just hard, man, because I really should have just cut it on the break even at least, and now I'm in the red. So just thinking about cutting it here off the 43s, but it's just going to be a tough loss, especially after kind of being deep into the green there. And it's a little bit tough because I got late to this move, and I'm in the middle, and I hate being stuck in the middle. When you're in the middle, a lot of times you're kind of more in the pig. And I hate being stuck on the middle. What I mean in the middle, I'd like to, of course, be short closer towards 43.50s and 43.40s. Let's see if we can reject VWAP here. It's going to be very vital. If not, it can come right back through that 43.60s. Q's trying to reject here. They're just slow at the bottom end of the range. So I'm watching the 15-minute to see if it continues to reject, and then makes the hard down move. Back towards the VWAP, and things start to come right back. So we'll see what happens here. 15-minute keeps kind of closing lower, and that's another kind of trend to continue watching for. So at 10:30, will we be lower than 5:15.12? Apple's still down. Just trying to watch the action there, getting that squeeze right now. Q's still playing right here. Let's see what happens on the Q's though. Q's are trying to make that comeback here. This is that next level that we talked about on the 15-minute. So now we're going back towards that rejection here on the opening range. But it's 15.50s. Got to wait this 15 minutes out. That's what's going to be here, and we'll see what happens there. Definitely seeing the market come back here. Now we're seeing that little spike. You're seeing Tesla get a little bit of a spike here. So it's looking like we're still going to make a little bit of a bounce back day. And if it does come back on me, hey, just got to get out there and then just kind of keep battling on the day. But hey, it's been back and forth, right? Just trying to get back into the hot seat. Definitely not trying to lose too much today. Got to keep it minimized here. But definitely getting caught in IonQ, that's for sure. The big thing with IonQ is that I jumped into it late. You guys heard me. I jumped on it. Should have just took the easy cash. Sometimes when you take the quick trade, you don't take the full assessment. I think right there, I'm running into that. Tough day though, right? With the SPY doing that down move, I'm sure it washed a lot of traders out with this quick down move. Now it's coming back. And this is all 15 minutes, right? So if you're buying on the support and selling on the resistance, you're doing it right on the 15-minute chart, right? It's just buying on support, selling on the resistance, buying on the support, selling on the resistance. Now you got to scare it out, move to the downside, and you're looking to recover. The key here is the bodies closing haven't really gone anywhere, right? The bodies are right here. The wicks are on the top and the bottom. Where will the bodies close? That's what you're looking for. PDYN now to 1153s, guys. Definitely screwed this trade up, as it cut 12 here. Was a great trade, right? So this one's just one of those where I didn't do it right, guys. It was a good looking trade. Like I talked about, back through 12 was the big look. It rejected the 9 there, back towards 1155. That's on me, man. Missed it on the way back down. Went for IonQ there. Probably should have just gone back to the PDYN trade. QUBT still looking pretty weak there. We'll see what happens there. Rigetti now rejecting the 1730, so it's still not over with, but definitely getting the squeeze here. And why? Because the Qs are right at the VWAP, starting to reject, and I think this is just how it's going to go today, guys. It's been kind of choppy. We'll see if things kind of play out here, but We're getting a lot of chop. Tesla coming back. That's the one that I'd keep an eye out to for upside. I can see a lot of action going in there in Tesla. We'll see what happens here on the 15. All right, what's up out there, guys? How we doing? Sorry, still learning. What do you think about ET? Man. Steve, you want to come in, dude? I need it, bro. I need it.
What's going on?
What's up, dude?
Good morning, Money Mitch. What are
Oh,
we
no money, Mitch. No money, Mitch. More like it.
Oh, no, one of those days.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting hit here with IonQ, man. I chased it a little bit. I could tell. When I got in, I could tell I was chasing. And I was up about 160. But I've been trying to take more 200s and 300s in profits. And maybe being a little bit greedy there is costing me here. But I'm trying to just play it through right now because the Qs are just still choppy here. I don't know, man. It looks like an hourly recovery candle. Like we talked about, like before the open, a lot of times you get hourly washouts and then hourly recoveries. So I'm watching how you've been on kind of an hourly trend on the pullback, right? It's been about, 4 hours to the downside on the hourly. So back through 516.34, it could start rocking and rolling, right? And that's what you're seeing right now. So I'm definitely caught on the wrong side of things right now with this IonQ.
Yeah, I gotta say I am a bull here. It's a little contrarian. We are still fighting under VWAPs, but I like this push here on GME as well through 32. But yeah, I think that there's a decent potential that, like you were saying, on the hourly and 4 hourly chart, we are looking at a little bit of a reversal.
Yeah.
I'm keeping an eye out in this range. I'd like to see it clear that last swing high to really get cooking, that 516.94 on Qs. But I don't know. I think that there is potential for this to be the low of the week here. We have a nice kind of chopstick formation, tweezer bottom formation on the daily. If we do get a nice push up here, I am often a little too bullish. So we'll see. Grain of salt here, but I'm feeling pretty good. I grabbed
GME, bro. GME.
I think it's cooking, man. It's just doing its thing, bopping along here.
It's doing its thing, bro. It's doing its thing. That's for sure.
Hey, man, as long as buyers keep showing up under 32 like this, I'm hanging out. I'm hanging out.
As long as that roaring kitty keeps tweeting, man.
Ain't that the truth?
China names, though, dude. That is something going on there. Look at JD, guys. JD doing really well. PDD telling me that, guys. They're doing really well. At least for tech names.
I'm thinking we might be starting to see that the positioning shift into the new year here. A lot of the tax loss harvesting has obviously been finished, but I think shorts have to close up shop now. So I think we could be seeing some easy money if money does start shifting into EM stuff.
Yeah, FXI can kind of give you that outlook there. That's another way to play this, and just to play an overall large cap, right? This is the iShares China. It's up a pretty good amount. Doesn't look too bad there. Yeah. Q's coming back here, 516.40s. Will they go all the way back to the 517? We went down in a hurry there, faked the downside move there on the 5 minute, recovered it. Now right back towards that 517 look. And boy, oh boy, IonQ about to get me out through the kind of the bounce high here. And it's going to be a hit, guys. It'll be like 528 here. It gets me that 580s there. So, whew. Definitely giving up the profits there. Not going to be happy with this, but hey, it is what it is, guys. One of the hardest things is when you kind of get out of tune with the market, you come back. It's hard to stay in tune with it. So definitely getting caught today, being a little greedy, up about 160, now down like 420 right now.
Man, those IonQ type names, they're just wild. Oh wow, I'm seeing Rivian breaking out here pretty strongly on the daily.
Rivian, yeah, I did see a couple of automakers' names kind of getting a lift there. I saw FFIE getting the lift there, Rivian. So that tells us enough, right? Definitely Lucid up today. So, you know what I mean? Definitely.
Yeah, okay, totally. I'm starting to see it. Neo's another way to play the themes we're talking about here. That one's a fun one.
And see what happens here.
Let's see if they can clear that 517.
I'm getting my squeeze on me here. That's for sure. They're trying to get me here. We'll see what happens in the queues here. Let's see what happens. It's just back and forth right now. I think it's just more about clearing the 517 level. That's where you're really starting to get the Tesla momentum back up. Intel's another name that's starting to clear back up. So at least putting out some names that you guys can catch. I'm probably going to get clipped here, and I'll probably be done for the day. But, hey, that is how it goes, guys. Intel right now, they is still getting back up there. Starbucks looking pretty decent. AMD, let's see that spike right back towards 123. So big spike there. Apple, one of my top watches, starting to turn around there. So that's looking good there. AVGO, we talked about that one before. That's starting to come back there. So you are starting to get some good tech names to come back as tech goes back into the green from the open. It was red before, now starting to come back here. We'll see if energy pulls back. That's a good look also to see that really kind of hold, right? See energy take a big hit back down. That could be a good sign for the tech names to continue lift off.
Yeah, Mitch, how are you feeling about XLE leading the charge here? That's a little sus, huh?
Yeah, that just tells you that you got a little relief bounce there in some of those names. And look at that, guys. The ugly, ugly thing to see there, guys. Look at that. Look at that. That's how it goes sometimes, guys, especially when you're having a rough week. You get another rough week. The RIP to the RPD, baby. Taking the beating today. You guys know how it goes sometimes. What can we do, guys? What can we do? Boom. Taking the hit, bro. Taking the hit today, guys. Hey, it's how it goes sometimes, man. You win some, you lose some, and today I definitely lost some.
I'm sorry to hear, man.
Hey, it's how it goes, man. I tried to battle today, guys. I had a nice trade there, too. Should have been back into the green there. Just not taking the profits, right? Looking for a little bit more. I put like 300 profit take there. IonQ coming back on me. And now you start to look to see that the leaders start to come back here, right? The leaders are the ones you want to watch for. But definitely keep an eye out there to see how those leaders start to come back on the day. Tesla's one to watch there. RGTI, one to watch there. So definitely keep your eyes on those stocks. That's at 1750s and starting to rise. We'll see what happens on the other stocks out there, guys. But I'm going to call it quits already, guys. Definitely, it's already a tough day for me. Look at the Qs right back down. It's a little bit choppy out there, guys. Just be careful out there, man. It's going to be one of those days. I'll tell you what. We'll be back in 2025, though. We're going to do it right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the show today, guys. I'm going to wrap it up and definitely dealing with enough in this house here to handle. But we'll be back, guys, and definitely hope you guys enjoy tonight. Stay safe out there. No market action tomorrow. And we'll be back, of course, on Thursday. And, a little trading kitty. A little trading kitty. Get yourself one of those. You need one of those. I have mine.
You got to stop that too.
He's over there sleeping. He's doing what I should have maybe done today.
Oh man, yeah, one of those days. Yeah, I love the attitude though.
It's just how it goes, guys. This one thing is I take the punches right in front of you guys, and that's what I rather do. Right, is show you guys that you can take a punch and just get right back in, guys. I always say sometimes some hits. Today, what was it? It was just fighting it and just should have broke even, got out of that trade, would still be down about like 120 and just keep fighting the day. Sometimes you live to fight the next trade, right? And that's what happened there. I'm going to wrap it up, guys. But of course, like always, guys, thanks, Steve, for jumping in and holding it down while I was gone. And we look forward to having you on the show more in 2025, guys. I wish all you guys a very prosperous 2025. Yes, indeed. I hope you guys are all funded. I really do. Because, I mean, I won't be mad, right? You guys can always take me on the Lamborghini trips, the yacht trips. I know. They're coming someday soon. You guys know who to call. Money Mitch is ready to party, win or lose. I'll tell you that much. All right, Steve, we'll have you back on in the new year. And all you guys, all you loyal out there, guys, I love you guys in the chat, man. All you guys keep battling for your success because the truth is you never know when that road is coming. The only thing you can do is stay on the journey and have the right mindset. So we'll keep battling, process approach right here, TTP Live, man. Any last words for the year, Steve?
No, be safe out there tonight. Have a great time, and we will start fresh next year.
All right, guys, get after it. We'll be back in 2025.